Namo Namaha Masters around the world, and welcome to 8th episode of Quantum Life. With the blessings of Brahmarishi Pitamaha Patriji and Dr. Sangeeta Nehra Ma'am, we are in this journey of quantum life, and we really hope that you are really getting what you need. And we expect some queries from you also, so as to improve our sessions and bring more relevant information regarding health and meditation to you. So, let us start with our today's episode of Quantum Life. And if you are new to this channel, you can and this quantum life series, you can see these videos in previous sessions, in previous videos of this quantum life series, and you can get through all the things we have uh, discussed till now in this present episode. So, as you know, we are in this era where we are only running for a living, but without without knowing the fact of what life is, it's something we have to bring a balance or harmony in our with nature and with ourselves. To know the purpose of life thoroughly, we came up with the concept of quantum life because we really need a complete health, not just physical, mental, but mental, social, and spiritual health. And this Quantum Life series tries to bring you that with three attributes: Ayurveda, Pyramid, and Quantum. And all of these three collaborate to bring a harmony within ourselves and with the nature. So today we have our quantum masters, Dr. Pooja and Dr. Urja, with us. And we will be discussing about what we have understood so far about these three attributes of pyramid, Ayurveda, and quantum, and why this quantum life is important. So I would invite Dr. Pooja to please come up and let us have a chit chat on the pyramids.
Hello to all beautiful souls,
Hello,
and
Dr.
thank you so much, Kathy ma'am, for introducing me beautifully. And I'm here to clear all the queries related to pyramid.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pooja. It's really lovely to have you here. And first of all, I would like to ask you something that how we are talking about the pyramids. We are really getting so many questions like about pyramids. That what is a pyramid and why it is important? Can you just please explain it to us?
Yes, ma'am, sure. And I will try to explain it using a PPT. So let me share my screen. It will take a few seconds. So, few years ago, pyramids are mysterious for us. It's a mysterious structure for us. But now, in present time, they are proved to be miraculous for us. So let us see what is pyramid, a structure whose outer surfaces are triangular and converge to a single step at the point. It is combination of two words, pyra plus mid. Pyra goes for energy and mid means center, a shape which consists energy in its center. You guys must have heard about the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. Researchers from Russia and Germany predict through studies that under certain conditions, the pyramid concentrates electromagnetic energy in its internal chambers and under the base. The reason behind it is the golden angle of pyramid, which is 51 degree 52 minutes. So you may understand that what pyramid is. At least you got an idea about what is pyramid.
Yes, sure, Dr. Pooja. I think this is very important to know what is this pyramid, and that Giza pyramids are really important for the balance to be maintained in this whole on this whole Earth, because every planet has their own pyramid with a different
Yes, ma'am,
angle.
surely. Surely,
With
ma'am,
a different
surely.
angle. Yes. Now, can you please tell us about how pyramids are useful to the universe? How it's so how it's these pyramids are so useful, and why we are speaking to use these pyramids.
Oh, yes, yes. So we are discussing about pyramid. So it's really necessary for us to know its uses, that how it is, how and why it is important for universe. So, armed with the healing pyramid energy, we can heal the earth. Radiation can quickly be reduced. Ozone holes closed up. Earthquakes and severe weather reduced or even eliminated. Water purified. Crops improved. Illness and disease dramatically lessened. Buildings made far stronger and safer. And even crime, terrorism, and mental illness greatly reduced, if not wiped out, at least completely. All these things we consider to be separate problems, well, beyond the capacity of one person to manage, can now be fixed by using the pyramid. So now you may get the idea that how powerful and how important for us the pyramids and how important pyramids are for universe.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Pooja. It's so nice to understand. Well, it's so nice and it's really astonishing to know that it can heal the ozone holes. The earthquakes can be reduced, water can be purified, and these crops can be improved. Right now, we are really having so much problems in all of the environmental problems going on, and these pyramids can actually help in
Yes,
those problems, and the illness and disease specifically, or whole of the whole of the human race is going through these diseases and illness, and not just the human race but also the pets, plants, animals, everybody is really getting diseased due to so many of the different things, or lifestyle disorders kind things. But yes, pyramid can be helpful if they were used at a proper perspective, like a proper thing, it can be used.
yes, they are miraculous actually and
Ye-
very important for us.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. And now I would like to ask to please tell us about how, when we meditate under a pyramid, because we really ask to meditate, then what happens to our body and how it is so important to meditate under a pyramid.
Oh, surely, ma'am. Oh, I am accepting this question that what happens under pyramid. So I would tell you that golden angle of pyramid. The pyramid's golden angle is very necessary. When we are constructing the pyramid, we need to consider the golden angle. So due to its golden angle, the pyramid concentrates electromagnetic energy in its internal chambers and under the base, due to which when one meditates under pyramid or puts something under it, whether it's a food item or any object like crystals, knives, etc., anything, positive changes are observed. So that's why we experience all the positive changes in food items, in non-living things, in pets, and the illness and all the benefits are just because of this golden angle of pyramid. The way it concentrates electromagnetic energy in its internal chambers and in the base.
That's so nice that this golden angle, this particular golden angle of 51 degree in 52 minutes, it creates the miracles. It brings up the miracles. That energy is totally transformed to us. And it's really nice and interesting to learn. And I think our viewers must be very much keen to know that where and how we can use these pyramids.
Oh, surely, ma'am. I will tell you places of use, both interior and exterior. So, through mediums like legends, myths, and religious documents, including Bible and the Egyptian Book of Dead, there are clear evidences that the pyramids have been used as tombs, temples, and even energy sources. But those were the ancient times. Now, the modern day researchers found out various uses of pyramids in our day to day life in both interior and exterior places. So some of the interior places where we can use pyramids are here. Like in kitchen we use pyramids to preserve fruits and vegetables because it was noticed that the food item kept outside the pyramid were more rotten than the one which were kept inside it. So it can increase the shelf life of food item so long. With fruits and vegetables, we can keep other food items like egg, bread, spices, etc. under pyramid. So you can say that it's a natural refrigerator. Put pyramid, you can put pyramid or water filter or put the water and juices under pyramid. Milk and milk products can be preserved under it for long time to sharpen blades and knives. Blades and knives kept Blades and knives are kept sharper, longer if placed under pyramid between uses. So these are the uses of pyramid in kitchen. Next is while studying or doing our professional work, we can wear a pyramidal cap or simply sit under the pyramid to increase our efficiency of work and focus and concentration. In bedroom, those who meditate or sleep under a pyramid framework or those who sleep above small pyramids aligned in series placed under their bed generally feel positive immediate reactions. For pets and plants, pets are observed to respond in harmonious ways under pyramids, and pyramids are proved equally beneficial for plants as for pets and humans. So these are the interior uses of pyramids. Now move to the exterior uses. The pyramidal structure is an awesome hurricane, tornado, typhoon, and other big storm control shield, and it is scientifically proven by the experiments conducted by Russian scientists. So, and and it can be used in places like jails. In an experiment conducted by Russian Science of Academy, they observed that in a few months, most crimes almost disappeared and criminal behavior was much improved after using the pyramid in jail. And next is for farming. So it acts as a natural pest control, increased yield of crops, and the crops under pyramid need less water. In Ukraine, a 12-meter high pyramid was built in a farm. The wheat grew 400% better than it had before. So, next is the pyramidal structure have the capacity to induce new streams of water. It is also proven experimentally. It can purify the water if constructed over a well or reservoir tank. So it's a natural water purifier. Clean, cleaner oil well production. So oil well fields with pyramids erected over them made the oil 30% thinner, thus faster and easier to pump out of ground. And as I may tell you previously, it heals ozone holes. So now you may get the idea of few of interior and exterior uses of pyramid.
Yes, Dr. Pooja. And it's really interesting to know these interior uses that you can use it in your homes and kitchens and for even for plants and pets, they can be very useful. And about the as a natural refrigerator, food,
Yes,
food
ma'am. These are just few examples from the never-ending benefits.
Oh yeah, exactly. These are examples because never-ending benefits, it's like just you can use it in any phase of life. And in exterior, it will really help our environment if we tend to use these pyramids more and more. And like for the farming, we really need to make our crops well. Their health should be well so that we can at least, being a vegetarian, we should get good energy food. And yeah, about the water, right now we are totally into the scarcity of water. So what saving water and making it better is very
Yes,
important. So pyramids can be very much useful in those things.
very much, very much.
Yes. And that from this I came to a question that I want to know if someone wants to make a pyramid or whatever
Mm-hmm.
he wants to use. So what material can be used for making a pyramid?
Oh, all the viewers and you are really happy to know that no need to worry about the material by which pyramid is constructed. You can made it using bamboo sticks, PVC pipes, iron pipes, wood, cement, paper, concrete, etc. Anything, anything. You just need to be careful about the golden ratio of pyramid. If it is made according to golden ratio, it will be beneficial. There is no role of material used, I guess.
Wow, that's amazing too. You can use even for the paper or even anything I can
Yes.
use for making this
In
pyramid.
PVC pipes,
Wow,
anything.
pipes.
Just be careful about the golden angle.
Yes, the golden eagle is the most important thing to be taken care of so that we can at least make a right pyramid, but perfectly, which will actually give us those benefits. And now I want to know something about the healing. You told that it heals ourselves. I want to know
Yes.
how pyramid power heals us or heals our body. and mind.
So, pyramids healing capacity. So, pyramid have the capacity to heal, or it's been observed that the things kept in the pyramid develops the healing property in themselves. Like, I would like to share an experiment related to this. In previous section, we told you about experiment of the magical healing water, in which tap water had been stored in the healing pyramid energy field for few hours, and it is used to feed the 20 prematurely born babies who normally would have died in the condition they were in. But after feeding the healing water stored in pyramid, each one of them lived. And its healing effect is not only restricted to physical form. There are studies and experiments which shows how the pyramid energy create a measurable improvement in criminal behavior, like the jail experiment, increased feelings of love and peace, which clearly indicates its effect on mental health also. So there is no point to doubt on the healing power of pyramid man, I guess.
Oh, that's so nice. Basically, our cells get rejuvenated with these pyramids. The energy, the amount of energy they pyramid exhibit, it actually we get that energy to our cellular level, I believe. That's why these pyramids are having so much healing power.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that brings me to a question that if someone is everyone who is in who is having any kind of disease should meditate under pyramid. That would be a more helpful thing for that person. Am I
Yes,
right?
it is. Yes, it is. Surely it is.
That's great. I mean, I think being in, if you are having a disease, any kind of disease, lifestyle disorder, or whatsoever, or even you are not even having a disease, you should meditate, because meditation is something which actually makes us know ourselves. So we
Mm.
really need to meditate, and we really need to take help of pyramids for meditation, as it will really help us more in getting into those meditation world, or in all that different world we have to watch. Am I
Yes,
right?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You're absolutely right.
That brings me to my last question, but not the least, that how pyramids are important for this quantum life.
Yeah, both the things are correlated, like quantum, pyramid, and Ayurveda. I'll tell you how. Quantum life, you know that quantum life is life lived in primacy of consciousness with full awareness and enlightenment towards each aspect of life. As Ayurveda holds the benefits for better health and well being, and quantum explains the beauty of consciousness and encourage for going into the bliss for soul development. Pyramid helps us in with the attributes by concentrating our energies in our particular task so that we can have a healthy and happy life rid of all the disease and ego. Pyramid is helpful for better meditation and achieving the ultimate nirvana, and it makes our surroundings more pure and full of positivity, which is needed to fulfill our purpose of life.
Wow, that's so amazing, because this quantum life series is something which is actually made for bringing up the harmony and balance between within ourselves and uh, all of this nature. Thank you
Yes,
so
ma'am.
much, Dr. Pooja, for such a
Thank you so
beautiful
much, ma'am.
conversation session.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for having me here. I'm really grateful to all of you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Pooja. And now I would like to invite our another uh, quantum master, Dr. Urja, to please have some words uh, with us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khyati and Dr. Pooja, for a wonderful communication regarding the pyramids and the material made up. Pyramids are made up of, and each and every detail. You have beautifully explained about each and every detail which is needed for the pyramid to use in the interior and the exterior and each and everything. And now, Dr. Khyati, I would like to ask you something about quantum. So, could you please just tell me also the viewers of our this series that what is the quantum, and basically what quantum means. Please, Dr. Khyati.
Yes, sure. Quantum means the prana shakti or the vital energy. It is the energy actually. Quantum is the energy. Quantum is something like smallest amount or unit of energy. You cannot break it more. After that, you cannot break. So Max Planck was a scientist who denoted this idea that energy exchange between bodies can take place only in terms of discrete quantas. That quanta is the energy, and or one quantum, two quanta, etc. But never half a quantum. It will never be half. It will be a complete one. A photon is a quantum of light. Light light we know that we can only watch through this light. The sun provides us, it's a really big source of heat and light, and that photon is the quantum of light. The word quantum packs much more power since it began to be used to denote a discontinuous movement. Now what is discontinuous movement? It means there is no time and space between going from one place to another. It's just like it was here and another second it was here. You can not find that how much distance the one person that particle or photon has traveled. You cannot calculate it. It's just like it was once here and another once here, another time it's here. You can find it like that. The physicist Neil Bohr theorized that when an electron jumps from one atomic orbit to another, because there is, we know we all are made up of atoms also. So those atoms have the electrons, and those electrons revolves in the orbits. And there are so many orbits. And from one orbit to another orbit, electrons jumps. It does not go through the intervening space. The electron's movement is discontinuous. Bohr called it the quantum leap. And it means one in there are two orbits going on. One is this and one is this. Electron just jumped to another orbit, but there was no time. No, it doesn't. It was totally beyond space and time. You cannot calculate it, and this is called a quantum leap. And if I talk about it in a personal perspective, quantum leap is something that I understood something very suddenly, that yes, this is something I got an idea. We generally get some ideas. We are totally into some problems and we really couldn't find some ideas. And then suddenly something comes up, and yes, I understood everything. And that is the quantum leap. This is how enlightenment is also achieved. And nirvana is also achieved like this. But you have to work upon it sometimes. That is something quantum works everywhere in every phase of life.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khyati. Very beautifully, you have explained the different aspects of the quantum. Like from the starting, you explained very beautifully that it is the smallest, or you can say the minimum portion of anything, or any smallest amount of anything. And yes, then coming to the photon theory and then to the atomic theory. Thank you so much for wonderfully explaining this. And I have been listening to you since the starting of this session, this series. So I and some of our viewers also were doubted with some questions. So another question from the audience is, can you please explain something about the five bodies of consciousness?
Yes, sure, but I would like to say something more about this quantum, that the prana shakti or the vital energy we have. We have the breath, but we have something more in us. That's the consciousness or chetana. And this quantum is also an energy which is converted. And that five bodies of consciousness, those are actually just the energy transformations. So, what is actually it is? The five bodies of consciousness, we say it as this physical body is what we see, but there are four more bodies beyond us. We came, this is the physical representation only of what? Of our consciousness. Consciousness means our soul, you can say, or a chetna, or whatsoever. And consciousness is the ground of all beings. It has all the possibilities. All the quantum possibilities are present in that consciousness. So we have five bodies: physical, which is visible; vital, which is subtle, which is not visible but which is subtle, which is feeling, body of feeling. It has all the blueprints or morphogenetical fields to make that physical body. Above it, it's the mental body, thoughts, body of thoughts. All the thoughts are here. And then it's the supramental intellect, and that is the all body of intuitions, body of laws, and all the understanding of this world, the all the knowledge it has. It has the knowledge of healing, it has the knowledge of disease, it has the knowledge of biological functions, everything. And then it's the bliss body. It's the ultimate sheath of joy. You just, it's the totally bliss place, and you can only have happiness there. And that happiness, this is all the five bodies of consciousness. And when consciousness at that in the spiritual world, consciousness chooses according to the old karmas, or we can say the old deeds of ours. We chooses to take the experience, and that comes out to the physical representation in this physical body. So what I am here, you are watching me, it's because my consciousness has chosen it at some place, and before, even before my birth. And also these five bodies can be related to the five koshas according to the Vedantas. And these five koshas, if starting from the physical, is the Annamaya kosh, Pranamaya kosh, Manomaya kosh, Vijnanamaya kosh, and Anandamaya kosh. So this is all just similar things. They have no different things. They're both same. That's why Ayurveda and quantum are so relatable.
Thank you so much. Again, a very thank you, Dr. Khyati, for explaining the five bodies of consciousness. And yes, I agree with you that consciousness is ground for all beings. And very beautifully, you have explained that our conscious chooses that what should be done, or everything that is happening or is going to happen. And as you were explaining about the physical body that is visible, like I can see you and your physical body is visible to me, but your vital body is not visible to me, as you have said. So could you please tell me the relationship between the physical and the vital body?
Yes, sure. As I told you that from consciousness, it comes to bliss, and then bliss to supramental, and then to mental, and then to vital, and then to physical. What happens is that, as I told you, that physical body is the outermost body, and it nourishes by material nourishment like food we eat, water we drink. And it's all composed of chemicals, biochemicals, physiological, organic, and sensory processes. It is the hardware and where representations are made of all bodies. Quantum collapse is visible at this level. It is the body of sensation. What is quantum collapse? Quantum collapse is something bringing to actuality. And similar, like this, vital body is energetic or etheric body. It is the body of feeling. The vital body provide blueprint for form and programs of morphogenesis. It nourishes by breath and constitute by pran. It composes of chakras, emotions, and feelings. Vital energy remain as morphogenetical field. What happens is that when it is coming out, consciousness chose it. It chose some experiences, took up something, some more things like what kind of feeling I have, I want to choose, what kind of personality I want, they choose. And then it comes to the mental body. And then in the vital body, what happens is that some points are there where morphogenetical fields are generated. The energies are concentrating, and they are making some blueprints. Like we make a blueprint for any kind of project to start, to bring it in actuality. And that when that project is on the paper and it is not physically started, it's all the blueprint of that project. Similarly, vital body makes up that blueprint to physical to physically interpret or represent it in a physical form. That is why vital body is important, because it is the body of feeling, and any kind of feeling you have in your vital body, it will be transmitted into your physical body. So that is very important, what kind of a feeling you really need to have for that particular birth. It is always decided by the consciousness, and that is why that feeling turns up and makes that around that organ or whatever you are physically representing. For example, I am like this, maybe my vital body is having some energy like that. That's why I am like this, and you are different from me, or anyone is different from me in a physical form. But in a subtle form, in a another, I say, the consciousness world or the spiritual world, we are all one. It's no difference, we are all are the pure souls. But our body needs our soul needs a body to work and to experience. Soul cannot experience anything on its own. That's why this physical body is needed.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely, I agree on this. And I guess feelings are the most important thing that one needs to experience the things. So I would like to ask that you have beautifully explained the relationship of physical and the vital body. So this quantum energy is present around us in any form, or in our homes, or in our any place, or maybe the kitchen. Is it like we have done a complete series of quantum kitchen on PMC Haryanvi? So is the quantum energy present in our kitchens also?
Yes, of course, everything has energy. We all are energy beings. So nothing can be out of this energy. We are just physically represented, but that doesn't make us different from the energy, because we are the cosmic beings. And as as you asked about the kitchen, kitchen has so many energies. It is the place in our house which is an important energy source of the family, because food is prepared there, and when food is prepared, food has so many energies. You cannot make food only from one particular thing. Everything in the kitchen has those energies. We can balance our life force by enhancing the energies present in our food, in our day to day life, not even just in kitchen, everywhere around us. Some energies are present. For example, if I talk about the kitchen, food articles, they have their different kind of energies, and water has a different kind of energy. Colors have a different, they impact, colors are so beautiful that they impact different kind of energies. And so many other, like various containers have a different energies. Electronic items, they emit so much different energy. And the energy of cook, the one who is cooking, if I am cooking, my energy is very important for the food to be delicious, tasty and healthy. Otherwise food will be not that much good. Even you can also take this example. If I am if anybody, you eat food, anybody make food in when a person is in a good mood, and then at that time he or she is making food, then you can understand the taste of the food. And same person is making the same food but with a bad mood, you will really find a difference between both of the same dishes made by the same person, because of the fact that person is in a good mood and a bad mood. So in a good mood, the person will emit different energy of high frequency. In a bad mood, a person will really not emit that much high frequency energy. It would be, the difference will be very small, but there will be. So you cannot say that energy cannot play a vital role in the kitchen. It plays a vital role everywhere. And these things are very important in preparation and consumption of food. Because when you eat food, you should be very much um, thankful that yes, you are getting that food, and stop wasting food, because we are really wasting food a lot.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, the food wastage should be stopped. And like you were talking about the quantum energy in the kitchen, about the containers, about the person making the food, and each and everything. So I guess we can use the pyramids in the kitchen for the betterment of the positivity in the kitchen, and for the positive energy. like Dr. Pooja was also speaking about the uses of pyramids in the interior and the exterior. And also in the context to the pyramids, we were talking about meditation. So I would like to ask you that is there any correlation of the meditation and the quantum energy or anything like that?
Yes, of course. Why not? Because what is meditation? Meditation is something we have to know ourselves. But who are we? We are the energy beings. We are the cosmic beings. But what that cosmic energy looks like, you cannot see it. You can just feel it. And meditate, when you meditate, sitting in one posture, you breathe in and breathe out. This prana is the vital energy. That is the vital energy or quantum energy we get inside us and exhale, inhale and exhale. And with the every inhalation, we inhale the positivity, and with every exhalation, we exhale all the negative things, not just the chemical toxins, but also our negative thoughts, that which are actually blocking our energies, our chakras, or our emotions, or our feelings. Because feeling is something. If I'm feeling I'm having the feeling of hatred or the feeling of fear, my chakras will get blocked. And when my chakras will get blocked, the whole of the energy will be blocked, and that will actually bring me up to the disease. But when I meditate, I am in relaxed position. I will be relaxed. My mind will be relaxed. And when mind is relaxed, everything got subtle. Every energy is totally, you are actually gathering the energy while meditating. And when you have that energy, you actually interpret in a positive way. You cannot say that with meditation you will do something wrong. No, because you will not. If you are actually doing meditation in a right way, you will find that in some time that your mm, thinking will change, your perspective of living life, your perspective of watching life, everything will be changed. You will understand the details of each and every perspective. That is why this meditation and quantum energy has so deep relationship that I cannot explain it in today's only one episode. So it really needs to be felt rather than to explain. So I would like to ask all of our viewers to please start meditating as soon as possible, because it is the only thing that will help at every time.
Yeah, yeah, ma'am, I agree. And I guess most of our viewers are doing the practice of meditation every day. And those who are not doing, on the behalf of complete PMC Haryanvi family, I request you all just start meditating and you will experience a lot more new things and you will get to know about yourself. It's a great, great experience, and everything about meditation is great. It is just an unending joy. And also, ma'am, like you said in the
Quantum concept that vata or pitta and kapha, everything is made up of the panchamahabhut, the five elements. It's stored fire, space, fire, uh, water, and air, and earth. All of these five actually constitute in a different proportions, and make this body. What we have discussed, that physical bodies came up. This physical body is made up of the all five elements, and those vata pitta kapha, these are three doshas, or you can say these are not just the doshas, these are the actually energies. The energy of movement is the vata. Energy of movement makes the it forms the prakriti. The like vata, pitta, and kapha, self, independent, and then vata pitta kapha, or vata kapha, and all the three together in a balanced, and all the three together in unbalanced state. This type of combinations make the prakriti. But in the quantum concept, if I say that vata is the situational creativity, but what is the creativity? Creativity means bringing a change in a context. As I told you, that consciousness chooses. Yes, of course, it chose. and then it brings down. But during its coming down, you can actually change, be creative, and change your perspective of being what you want to be. That consciousness can change even in right now in our own life. If we are having a bad life, a bad things, we can actually still change. There is always a freedom of change, there is always a choice to be taken, because what you are at present, you are have chosen it for yourself, you cannot blame anyone. So situational creativity is something like you are having the same old context, but in still those contexts you got something else. You made it be a creative person and made something new. Like we actually make some different kind of art and craft through all the waste materials. That is the situational creativity. Then the fundamental creativity. It is the pitta. What is fundamental? It's the basic. You can, it means if you have two ice creams like strawberry and vanilla, no, you don't want those. You want something else. Get the chocolate ice cream for yourself. That's the fundamental creativity. And then kapha comes. What's the kapha or conditioning comes? Conditioning is something that it's a mirror of memory. Whatever, when a child is when we are a child, we are small, we don't know what is going around. But as soon as we go to adulthood, we understand all those things, that no, this is, if I saw fire at the age of 3 or 4 and I asked what is this, my mother said that this is fire, then I will be learning it, I will be knowing it that this is fire. And if I have experienced how fire is felt, like it actually burns, so I will be understanding that this is fire. And it is needed only for that kind of purposes, to make a mirror of memory. But if any of these three are more or less, then their problems come, then the diseases comes. And these conditioning, situational creativity or fundamental creativity should be in a balanced state. Only then we can be in a healthful or a bliss condition or situation, we can stay. And this is all the quantum concept of prakriti and Itush.
Wow, ma'am, I am just amazed with your each and every detail regarding the Vat, Pith, and Cuff, and the spiritual creativity, fundamental creativity, and the conditioning. So, very beautifully, you have explained the quantum concept of Prakriti and Dosh, and it was a very nice time having with you all the answers regarding the quantum and the quantum energy, quantum in the kitchen, and each and everything was so beautiful from your side. And I had a wonderful, wonderful time learning new things from your side. And to the audience, here we have a great, great quantum master with us, and I guess it's our gratitude that
Yeah,
we have you with us. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your words of wisdom and knowledge. Thank you, ma'am.
thank you so much, Dr. Urja. And now I will invite Dr. Pooja to please come up.
Hello again to
Hmm.
all the beautiful souls present here. So now we get the idea about the quantum and pyramid. So it's time to get to know the secrets about Ayurveda. So Dr. Uja, she's here to unleash us the secrets of Ayurveda. So I would like to invite Dr. Uja. Dr. Uja,
Thank you so much, Dr. Pooja.
so I would love to ask you the most basic question. What is Ayurveda?
Basically, Ayurveda is, Dr. Pooja, as most of us know, that Ayurveda is the ancient medicine system.
So Uja, I would like to ask the most basic question. What is Ayurveda?
Uh, Great question, Pooja. Like it seems to be very simple, but it's a very, very, I can say, a great question. And let me share my PPT with you all. So, Pooja, you were asking that what is Ayurveda?
Yes.
Basically, Ayurveda is the most ancient and the holistic and renowned system of medicine in India. And I believe that more than the system of healing, it is the science of life. It is the way of living. Like it includes everything in that. In Ayurvedic text, in the Indian text, it is written the daily practices, about the daily practices and about the healing and the prevention, and each and everything is mentioned very beautifully in the Ayurveda text. And it is approximately 5000 year ago text, 5000 year ago it was originated, and it is often called as mother of all healing. So, Ayurveda, the main objective of Ayurveda is swastasya swastharakshanam aturasya vikarprashanam jaya. That means that it does not includes only how to heal a disease, rather it also includes how to prevent that particular disease, how one should live the life, and what should be the basic dincharya, that is the daily practices, and what should be the ritucharya, that is seasonal practices. So very beautifully it has a little details that one should apply in the daily routine. So the main objective is to prevent, as we also have heard about that prevention is the best cure. So basically Ayurveda main, it focuses on the prevention. So this is the beauty of Ayurveda, and I guess one should always live their life according to Ayurveda.
Wow, Urja. It really is the mother of healing, I think, ensuring all the three physical, mental, and spiritual well being. This ancient science is so beautiful, holding so many secrets. So, let's discover some more with you. So, Urja, what should be the daily practices according to Ayurveda?
Yes, the daily practices, like the things that have been told in the Ayurvedic text, it not only affects the physical level, does not affect only at the physical level, but also at the mental level and the spiritual level and the social level. And everything is included in the daily routine or the daily practices, we can say. So, as I was talking in the last episode of Quantum Life, that there are three doshas in the body, that are the forces present in the body and that maintain the health of a particular person. So in order to keep that three dosha in state of equilibrium, one need to follow a daily routine that is called as dincharya or the daily practices. So what has been included in the dincharya? Let's talk about that. First of all comes the early rising. Early rising, not like that if I am rising at sorry I am waking up at 7 a.m or 8 a.m. No, this is not early waking up or early rising. One should wake up at 4, as it is mentioned in the Ayurvedic text, the Indian text, that one should wake up in the Brahm Muhurat. Brahm Muhurat is basically the time of Brahm. That means the pure consciousness. And basically, the Brahm Muhurat period is between 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. Why is it necessary now? Most of people will question this, that why is it necessary to wake up at 4? This is necessary because like Brahm Muhurat is approximately 96 minutes before the sunrise. Sorry, 96 minutes prior to the sunrise. So why is it important to wake up before 96 minutes? As before 90 minutes of sunrise, sun comes at the eastern horizon and it brings a great surge of energy to the atmosphere. So it is necessary to wake 90 minutes before the sunrise, and again a second surge of energy comes to the atmosphere 30 minutes prior to the sunrise. So one needs to take that energy, and that energy is very beneficial in performing the daily routine as well as in the maintenance of our brain health, like I can say mental health. And it brings productivity, calmness, and one thing if you have observed, Or you can observe it like, just try to wake up early and read something. If you wake up early and read something in the very morning, so you will see that absorption of that particular thing or that knowledge will be for a longer time, and it will be absorbed very easily, and it will be grasped very easily. So one should wake up at 4 like at 4 a.m. At the time of Brahm Muhurat. So first of all, wake up at Brahm Muhurat. Then comes the second thing, that is water intake. Most people, what they do, and it is very trending on the social media, and there is a misconception regarding the water intake in the morning. What people usually do, they just drink 2 liters or 3 liters or 4 liters of water in the morning. No, that is a wrong practice. What Ayurveda prefers is that you just have to have 8 anjalis of water. And now let me tell you what is anjali. When you join both the hands like this and there is a concavity between your hands, so this is known as one anjali. This is termed as one anjali, and you have to drink 8 anjalis of water. So, like if there can be 100 ml in my concavity, so I should drink 800 ml of water in the morning, not more than that. I can drink less than that, but it should not be exceeded from that. So, the water intake should be like this. And also, about I was talking about the prakriti in the last episode, and now we know that there are three kind of basic basically there are three kind of the prakriti, that is vat, pith and kaph, the three doshas. So if a person is of vat or pith prakriti, so one should have water in the gold vessel, the water kept in the gold vessel, golden vessel, at the midnight, for the overnight, and he or she should drink it in the morning. If it is not affordable or not available, one should use the earthen pot for that. And the person of kaph prakriti should use the water kept in the copper vessel for the overnight, and he or she should drink that in the morning. Then comes the cleansing up of all the senses. Cleansing up of all the senses just does not include only the defecation or the urination. It also includes all the cleansing of all the senses, that is our eyes, nose, and ears, our mouth, and our face. So what one should do, that in the morning one should just go for the defecation process. And nowadays we are using a wrong concept, like we just go and sit on a chair like seat for the defecation. That is a wrong practice. The angle between the thigh and the other upper body should be of or 45 degrees or less than that. But when we sit on a chair like when we sit in the chair like position, so the angle between the thigh and the upper body is approximately 90 degrees. That is wrong practice, and that can lead to the problem of hemorrhoids and also the internal constrictions. So what one should do, either either sit and perform your defecation process, or if it is not possible, use a stool or something like that, that can lift your legs above, and the angle is maintained between the upper body and the thigh. So this was about the defecation. And after defecation, while cleaning, that you should only clean your anus with the cold water, not with the tissue or anything like that, because it can create the irritation, problem of irritation over there. So do not use tissue or something like of that sort. Just use the cold water to clean your anus. Then comes the cleaning of the senses. Talking about the eyes, one should clean the eyes with the cold water. Just what you have to do is fill your mouth with water and sprinkle some water on your eyes, and the water should be cold. And then comes the cleansing of the ear and the nose. Ear and the nose should be cleaned with the help of oil. One should pour 2 drops of oil in each nostril and in each ear cavity. Why is it necessary to clean? Why is it necessary to pour the drops of oil? The reason behind this is the dirt that is accumulated in the nose and the ear is having the oily base. So it just can, it is not water soluble or anything that can be cleansed up with the, just only with the cloth or any cotton swab. So just you put two drops of oil in each nostril and each ear cavity and just clean it with the cotton swab. Do not use the earbuds for that. When you use earbuds for that, you just push it down, push the wax ball down and push it more deeper in the ear cavity. That can be harmful for your health. So do not use that. And now comes the turn for cleaning of your mouth, the teeth and your gums. How one should maintain the cleanliness of the teeth and the tongue and the gums. So what Indian text refers is to use the fresh twig of neem or khadir or babul or any medicinal plant. So what you have to do is take a fresh twig of any medicinal plant and just brush your teeth, like clean your teeth with that. And it also helps to maintain the cleaning of the teeth, as well as you can use that twig by parting it into the two halves, and you can clean your tongue with that. So it will maintain the cleanliness and also the health, and also it will provide the strength to the teeth as well as the tongue. And you can also perform the kaval and gandush for that. Just what you have to do in the kaval and gandush, just take some amount of oil in your mouth and just keep it there for some time. Like when you take, when you gargle, suppose if you are gargling, so you take some amount of water and you gargle and then you spit it out. So what you have to do for the gandush, you just take a little amount of oil that you can easily keep in your mouth and just hold it for some time and then spit it out. So this will give the strength to your the teeth, the tongue and your gums, and it will maintain the health of your mouth. So this way you can clean up your all the senses. And the oil application, as I was talking about the cleansing of the nose with the oil, so there is there is a concept of oil application that is known as Nasyakaram in the Indian text. What you have to do is just put, just use mustard oil and just put two drops of that oil in each nostril and wait for some time when it will reach your throat, and just spit it out. So this way, why this is necessary to do? The acharyas have mentioned in the Ayurveda text that nasahi shirso dwaram. That means if there is any problem related to your head, so this nose is only the way to get to it. So when you put two drops of oil every day, so there will be a prevention to the disease related to your brain or related to your upper portion. So this nasyakaram should be done regularly, and it is, I guess, very simple to do. Then comes the massage, the abhyang portion. One should always use oil and one should do massage of the complete body. That will provide the flexibility and also it will tone the muscles. Then comes the yogic practices. One should always perform the yoga, and I guess one should avoid the gym because you are just focused on one particular body part or anything like that. If you are like doing the biceps exercise in the gym, so you are just focused on that. But when you perform yoga, you are involving your complete body, and it gives the stability not only at the physical level but also at the mental level. So one should perform the yoga asana and the pranayam and the meditation. Then comes the bathing portion. One should just bathe properly and clean your body properly. And then comes the dressing up and the vegetarian diet. Vegetarian diet is very very useful, and it gives you an amount of energy that is needed for your day. And also we all are just the all we all are one, the plants, the animals, and also the human beings. So why we should just kill the animals for the sake of our taste or our satisfaction? Just use the vegetarian diet, and it will give you more amount of energy than of the non-vegetarian diet. The sattvic bhojan is the vegetarian diet. The good, the positivity brings, like the vegetarian diet brings the positivity. So just use the vegetarian diet and avoid the negativity and avoid the killing of animals. So this was all for the daily routine or daily practices as per Ayurveda.
Hmm. It's astonishing, Urja. Like the Brahmura Jagran, oil pulling through nose for disease of head, eyes, ears, etc. Body massage for muscle toning, the correct way of bathing, defecation, along with the proper ways to clean our eyes, mouth, ear, nose, etc. All of these are really necessary for us to follow, I think. And we are completely unaware of the benefits of Dincharya and doing it wrong all the time. But now, I am definitely going to follow the Dincharya and also want to request our viewers to follow it in order to stay healthy. Thank you so much, Urja. We are really feeling blessed to have you here.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pooja. And I also request to all the viewers who are watching this video that you should practice the daily routine as per Ayurveda. You will be definitely benefited with this, and also you will prevent many of the diseases.
Okay, so Urja, give us an idea about Prakriti and dosha.
So, as I was talking in the last episode of Quantum Life, that there are three kind of dosh that is present in our body. So basically, when thinking about of dosh in Hindi, it feels like this is a kind of imbalance or anything like that. But no, doshas are the forces enacting in the body. There, these are of three types. That is Vat, Pit, and Kaph. So what is Vat? Vat is basically the kinetic principal kinetic energy in the body. It helps in the movement and also the nervous system and the movements of the body, like circulation of the blood, everything. The movement portion is related with the Vat. Then comes the Kaph. I would like to talk about the Kaph first of all. That Kaph is the potential energy in the body, and it deals with the structure of the body. Like I am looking like this, and my structure is like this. This is because of Kaph. And then the pitta is the it maintains the equilibrium or the balance between the potential and the kinetic energy, the Vat and the Kaph. So it deals with the digestion and the endocrine system and all the enzymes that are released in the body. So pit is the thing that deals with that section, the digestion portion, the endocrine system. And it is not like that pit is the endocrine system is pit or the digestion system is pit. No, it helps in that. And these three things, not these are not substances or anything, the structure present in the body. These are the forces. And also the about prakriti I was talking, that it is of eight types. These doshas form the prakriti of person, like vat, pit, and kaph. These are the first three kind of prakriti. Then the dual constitutional, uh, the dual prakriti in the body, that is vat pit, the pit kaph and the vat kaph. And then comes the vat pit kaph, and then comes the balanced. The balanced is, I guess, in nowadays it is very difficult to find a person with a balanced prakriti. And whenever you see a person, you can have an idea of the prakriti of that particular person with the symptoms. Like the vat person, they mostly have the curly hairs, and when they move there is a movement, like there is a while having the movement there is a cracking noise, and they are very lean and thin mostly, or either they will be very heighted or very short. So these are some particular symptoms or particular, you can say, things that can be noted in person, and you can just have an idea of that person prakriti, that he may be of vat prakriti. Likewise in pit prakriti, the pit prakriti person are in medium in stature, they are just, they have like warmth in them, like they will feel very hotness all the time. And the kaf prakriti, you will see their structure, they will be like uh, a kind of obesity or something like can be seen in the kaf prakriti people. So we will have a complete session regarding the prakriti assessment, how you can identify your constitutional type. We'll have a complete session regarding that in the further episodes. So till then I would like to tell all the viewers watching this quantum life episode, that stay connected with us for more and more. And with this, I would like to show some my gratitude to the PMC family, the PMC English, PMC USA, PMC UK, and the Mahadrashta Trust and the PMC Haryanvi for giving us such an opportunity to explore the new things, and also to share the, you can say, the knowledge that we have. And also we learn something every day when some viewers are connected with us, and like this viewers send us their queries or questions or suggestions. So we feel very very grateful to all the viewers for watching our quantum life series regularly. And stay connected, stay tuned for further episodes. Thank you and have a nice day. Here Dr. Uja signing off from India. Thank you.
Namo Namaha, masters around the world, and welcome to 7th episode of Quantum Life series. With the blessings of Brahmarishi Pitamaha Patriji and Dr. Sangeeta Nehra ma'am, this journey has become very beautiful, and it is more encouraging and supportive because of you all. If you are new to this channel and series, you can watch our previous episodes also. So let us start with our today's episode. What is quantum life and why this quantum life series has been started? Quantum life series is an effort to bring back the lost health and spirituality from the humankind, and to understand the importance of life and its purpose. And quantum life is lived in the primacy of consciousness with the full awareness and enlightenment towards every aspect of life. It has three attributes: Ayurveda, pyramid, and quantum. So let us start with Ayurveda, the first attribute of quantum life. Mm. So we have today Dr. Uja Sachdeva with us, who will be explaining or enlightening us about the Ayurveda perspective of Prakriti and Dosha. Now, please.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khyati, for introducing me. And as we know, today is the seventh episode of our quantum life, and we'll be discussing about the Prakriti and the Dosh in this session. So, let me start with sharing my PPT. So, now we are going to talk about the Prakriti and the Dosh. First of all, before entering into in today's session, let us talk about the previous episodes. If you are new to this, you may see these topics on our YouTube channel, that is PMC Haryanvi. And also, I would like to introduce you the topics of the previous sessions. First of all, we have discussed about the daily practices, what actually we should do in our daily life. and also about the waking up early process, water intake, the cleansing of the body, and about the decoctions. And in the previous session, we talked about the yoga and the meditation, the most important part, I guess. And now we are going to talk about the today's topic, that is Prakriti and Dosha. First of all, as we most of us know that this universe is made up of the five elements: the space, air, fire, water, and earth. And as also we know, the five elements is the thing we all are made up of. Like we are about trillion of cells, we are made up of trillions of cells, and we are surviving in this nature, this environment. So we all are made up of our cells, our organs, our each and everything is made up of the five elements that I have already told, that is the space, air, fire, water, and earth. So, these five elements are the main and the basic constitution of each and everything in the environment, in the surrounding you see. So, today we will be talking about the doshas first of all. The doshas in Ayurveda, there are three doshas, and that three doshas are made up of these elements with the combination of these elements. So, doshas basically it means the thing that can go out of a whack. When doshas are out of balance with another system, with sorry, when doshas are out of balance with one another, the system is bound to lose its own balance. So doshas are the most important thing that one should keep in balance to be healthy. Now let us talk about the three doshas. The three doshas are Vat, Pith, and Kaph. So Vat is made up of air and the space. By the combination, basically all the five elements are present in each and everything. But the dominancy, the predominancy is of air and space in Vat. And it is the principal kinetic energy in the body. And I am not talking about the Pith first, I am talking about the Kapha first, that is made up of water and the earth dominantly, and this is the principal potential energy in the body. Now comes the pith. Pith is made up of fire and water. It balances the kinetic and the potential energy in the body. So as I have told earlier, the everything in the universe is made up of these five elements, and these five elements condense to the three doshas. So let me just introduce to some like Vat, Pith, and Kaph. I have introduced you Vat, Pith, Kaph as the five elements dominancy. And now let me tell you that what is the main functions of these Vat, Pith, and Kaph in the body. So basically, the is concerned with the nervous system and the body movements. The Pith helps in the digestion and the enzymatic and the endocrine systems. And the cuff is the main thing that controls the body stability and the lubrication. So now let us talk at cellular level. At the cellular level, how these vat, pith, and cuff works. The vat moves nutrients in and the waste out of the cells, and the pith, it digests the nutrients to provide energy for cellular function. And now comes the third, cuff. Cuff governs the cell structure. So basically, the cuff is responsible for the structure, shape, and structure of the cell. The pith digests the nutrients, and the vat is responsible for the to keep the nutrients inside and to move the waste out of the cell. So this is the function of the three doshas at the level of cell. Now comes at the level of digestive tract. Digestive tract, vat chews and swallows. Like vat helps in chewing and swallowing the food, and it also assimilates the nutrients and expels the waste. Pith helps in the digestion. Like I have already told, the pith is made up of the fire element, fire and the water. So the pith helps in the digestion. And cough, it controls the secretions that lubricates and protects the digestive organs. As we all know that during the process of the digestion, one needs to chew, and then one needs to swallow the food, and then it goes to the stomach and then to the intestine, and the process is, I guess, most of us knows it very well. So there is the function of all three doshas in each and every activity by the body. But while talking about the digestion, the vat helps in the chewing and the swallowing. Like it helps in the movement, as I have already told, and it is a kinetic energy in the body. So it helps to chew and swallow the food. Then the pith, that is made up of fire and water elements. So fire can be related with the, it can be related with the digestive fire or the digestive energy or anything like that. So pith helps in the digestion and also with the endocrine system and the enzymatic system. And the cough is responsible for the stability in the body, as well as it helps to secrete the secretion for the secretions and to lubricate and protect the digestive organs. So in this way, I have told you the functions of vat pitta kapha at the physical level, you can say, like as in the cellular and also in the digestive tract. So now I'm going to tell you about their functions at the mind level. The vat retrieves the previous data from the memory for comparison with the new data. Like if I see something and I know in my memories I have seen this particular object or anything previously also. So this is the function of vat, that it will retrieve the previous data from the memory for the comparison with the new data. And now comes the pith. Pith processes the new data and draws conclusion, which then vat stores as a new memory. Like if you see a particular thing, then you make a perception and then you store. Like this is the function of pith, that the processing of the new data, and it also helps to draw the conclusion, and then vat helps to store it as a new memory. Now comes the cuff. Cuff helps to maintain the stability. It like cuff provides the stability needed for the mind to grasp a single thought at a time. Like if your mind is not stable, if you are not stable at your mind level or your mental level, so you cannot just concentrate. So cuff is the thing that helps you to concentrate, and it brings the stability in the physical level and also at the mental level. So these three are not substances, these three are the forces present in the body. And also these can be characterized as like vat pith and kapha we are talking about. And vat pith and kapha have various characteristics. So these can be characterized as like vat. The main characteristics of the vat is dry, cold, light, irregular, mobile, rarefied, rough. So these are some characteristics of the vat. And now comes the pith. The characteristics of the pith is oily, hot, light, intense, fluid, liquid. So these are the characteristics of the pith. And now comes the characteristics of the cuff, that is oily, cold, heavy, stable, viscous, dense, and smooth. Like already I have told you about the constitution of these doshas with the five elements. So Vat is made up of air and the space. So naturally it will have the characteristics like the cold, the lightness, the feeling of the lightness, and the irregularity. And the pith contains fire and water. So obviously the fire will bring hotness and the lightness, and also it contains water, so it will obviously have the fluid characteristic. And the cuff is made up of water and earth, so it will have the characteristics like cold, heaviness, the stability. So these are the characteristics of these Vat, Pitta, and Kapha. Now, these three doshas are the main thing that controls our physical and also the mental side of the body. So, these three doshas should be balanced in the body. And now, as I have already told, that today's topic is dosha and the prakriti. So we will be talking about the prakriti. Prakriti is the constitutional type one has. Like each and every person has a different constitutional type. And these prakriti, these constitutional types are again formed of that doshas. I will be talking about these constitutional types. These are of 8 types. So these constitutional types are the main reason how a person will look like, how a person will think like. So it basically it decides each and everything of a person at physical level, mental level, emotional level, and social level. So these are of 8 types. The first one is Vat, then comes the Pit, and now comes the Kapha. We have already discussed these three as the doshas. And then comes the constitution. Most of us have dual constitutions, and having the single constitution like Vat, Pitta, and Kapha, I think this is a great opportunity if one has Vat, Pitta, or Kapha. So basically, if there is some imbalance or there is any disease, so one knows how to make it in balance. But most of us are in dual constitution, that is Vat, Pitta. In this, there is a predominance of one dosha with the other. Like in the Vat, Pitta, Vat will Vat will be predominant. Mostly the symptoms will be of Vat, and also there will be some symptoms of the Pith. Same likewise, this it will be in the Vat Kapha, then Pith Kapha, and there is a constitution of Vat, Pith, and Kapha in some of the people. And eighth comes the balanced one, that is the best one, in which all the three doshas are in balance. So, individuals with three doshas in an imbalanced condition are rarely healthy and must live a very disciplined life to remain healthy or disease free. So, let me tell you the characteristics of the constitutional type Vat. So, how one can judge anyone, like if I want to know my constitutional type or the Prakriti, so I have to just learn about the characteristics of the Vat, general characteristics of the Vat. So, I can just make an estimate that whether I am of Vat Prakriti or Pit Prakriti or the Kaf Prakriti or the constitutional type. So I am going to tell you some of the characteristics of the constitutional type Vat. First of all, the Vat people usually look thin and have trouble going weight. Like if you see a lean and thin person, what I will think that this person is lean and thin. So most probably he is or she is of Vat Prakriti, and then their body is usually narrow, and when they move they make a movement, there is a cracking noise. Like sometimes we move and we hear some cracking noise in the joints or anything. Like if this is happening each and every time or most of the time, then we can think that this is the Vat Prakriti. And mostly the Vat people have the dry skin, and their skin chaps easily, and their hairs are the hair tends to be coarse, dry, and curly. Vat people mostly suffer from cold and the poor circulation. The skin is usually cold on touch. Like we have previously talked about the five elements and Vat is also made up of the five elements with the predominance of air and space. So there is a characteristic that the when you will touch a person of Vat constitutional type, it will feel cold on the touch. And then the Vat Prakriti people sweat a little. Then comes to the appetite. Their appetite is also irregular, and the irregular food habits uh, worsens the digestion. Their digestion is not good. The Vat Prakriti people, the digestion is not good, and also the appetite is irregular. The appetite is the main reason that their digestion is not good, and because of these eating habit or the poor digestion, they also usually suffer from the chronic constipation. So these were the characteristics of the Vat, and also the Vat characteristic people, Vat constitutional type people, suffer like they feel difficulty with their sleep. They just cannot go to sleep and they have a sound sleep. No, they have a difficulty in sleeping. Now let us talk about the Pith Prakriti. Pure Pitta, like pure Pith constitutional type are pungent, which make them intense, hot, and irritable. They are medium in height, weight, and endurance. Their skin is usually light in color and reddens quickly in sun or after exercise. Like if you see someone whose skin color is light, and whenever they in the sun, like they feel the redness on their skin, or just after the exercise they feel the redness on their skin, so you can have an idea about their constitutional type, like they may be of pith constitutional type. And also they sunburn easily, and they have plenty of moles, and their hairs tend to be straight and light in color. They usually sweat easily, and they have a good appetite and digest the food well. Obviously, like we were talking about the Pith Prakriti, they are made up of the fire element, fire and the water element. So their digestive power is good because their digestion, like digestive fire, if the digestive fire is good, obviously their digestion will be good. And they have a tendency to lose stools, and they are rarely constipated. Like in the previous Bath constitutional type, I was talking about the irregular food habits and the chronic constipation. So there is nothing like this in the Pith Prakriti, like pure Pith constitutional type. They have a tendency to the loose stools, and they are rarely constipated. Now comes the Cuff constitutional type. The Cuff constitutional type, like typical Cuff type people, is a heavy set individual who is a natural athlete when exercising properly, and they remain healthy when they do enough of exercise and do not eat much of that. Cuff people sleep soundly and tend to oversleep, and the Cuff people are stable and somewhat slow. So next time if you see a person who eats too much or sleeps too much, and who has a stability in the body, or who is slow at the work or anything he does, so you have an idea about his constitutional type, that he may be of the Cuff constitutional type. Cuff, the Cuff Prakriti people, the Cuff constitutional type people need motivation and stimulation for each and every time. Like there is a stability in their body, so every time you need to energize them, you need to just push them, like push them in the sense like you just need to motivate them. There is a constant need of that. Now comes the dual constitutions, that is Vat Pith, Vat Kaph, Pith Kaph, and the Vat Pith Kaph. So in this, the one is predominant, as I have already told, that one is predominant, like there is presence of both or the all the three doshas, but there is a predominancy of one dosh. Like in Vata Pitta, you will see more of the characteristics related to the Vata and less of the characteristics related to the Pitta. But there is a presence of both the doshas, and most of the people, like I am here, and most of the people, we are dual in constitution. So most of the people are dual in nature, dual constitution in nature, and the best one is the balanced. I guess in today's life no one is with the balanced constitutional type. So today's session was about the prakriti, that is constitutional types, and doshas. So I guess you have a basic idea of, now you have a basic idea of the constitutional type and the doshas present in the body. So you know how to balance each other, or if you don't know exactly, we'll have a session, we'll have a complete session where you can examine yourself, that which constitutional type is yours, you are made up of which doshas, and which is predominant in yourself. So we'll have a complete session related to this in the future. And now here I have a beautiful quote by Dr. Robert E. Svoboda. He says, Ayurveda addresses everything that makes life worth living. Yes, exactly. Ayurveda addresses each and everything, starting from your daily practices, cleansing your body, to the medicine and everything that makes life worth living. So, this was my today's presentation, and I hope so you have learned something from this presentation. And you can just, if you have any doubt or any queries, you may write down your questions or the queries or the suggestions or the feedback in the comment section. And now, concluding my today's presentation, I would like Dr. Khyati to continue further. Please, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Roja, for a wonderful session. Prakriti and dosha, as Dr. Roja has explained beautifully about the concept, the Ayurveda concept of Prakriti and dosha. And as we, in few time back, we generally ask, what's your zodiac sign or something, for breaking an ice between two strangers. Now we tend to ask, what is your body type? Why it is why it is like that? Because Ayurveda is more so popular everywhere. So the Ayurveda perspective of Prakriti and dosha has become too much prominent. It is need for our to understand ourselves, our body types, what we need and what we don't. So the quantum concept of the uh, Prakriti and dosha, it's really astonishing to learn this thing, that how quantum physics can explain the prakriti and doshas. So it is how, before going into that, we will recap what we have learned about the quantum. We have already learned about the five bodies of consciousness: physical, vital, mental, supramental, and bliss body. Also, we have learned about the quantum self, that bliss body, what is it? And the relationship of the physical and vital bodies, the morphogenetical fields, how we make the physical representation from the vital body, and the quantum energy, how it is used in our day to day life, and how meditation impacts our body. We have already understood these facts. And today we will be learning about the Prakriti and Dosha, the quantum concept, and it is beautifully explained by Dr. Amit Goswami in his book Quantum Doctor. So let us start with this. The biological functions came down to material domain. How it came down? Initially, we will learn that. As I told, these are five bodies, and this bliss body is bringing from there. The consciousness chooses to come up as a physical representation. So whatever our consciousness chooses, it comes down for to the bliss body, and to the supramental body, to the mental body, to the vital body, and then the physical representation is made. For example, if I am sitting in front of you with this physical appearance, or what my speech or anything, this is because somewhere before my birth, my consciousness, that one consciousness has chosen, my soul or my consciousness has chosen this to come up like that. Same is with you. So this supramental body, the body of laws or the body of archetypes, it includes the purposive laws of the vital body involving biological functions. Every biological function working inside me or inside you is because that consciousness has chosen it. So the example, maintenance and reproduction, etc. It is all involved inside the supramental body. Then it came to the mental body and then to the vital body, where the blueprints have been made. Blueprints for making form for biological functions. In the vital body, it is the body of blueprints, the morphogenetical fields. Then it come up to the physical body for making representations of the vital blueprints and programs to carry out the biological functions. This is something very important to understand, that we are not just this physical aspect. This is how we have been made from that consciousness to this physical level. And it is just a representation of what we chose. So, consciousness collapses vital feelings along with the correlated physical organ for its experience of living. We have to remember that our physical bodies are in constant flux, and our cells and organs are being constantly renewed with the help of the food molecules that we eat. We also have to remember that quantum possibilities of the vital body consist of a possibility spectrum of the morphogenetical fields, the blueprints of the vital body. The dynamic laws of the vital body functions and the context of its movement are contained in the supramental. I told you before that from the consciousness to the bliss body, then to the supramental. It is supramental has everything. When we are first making representations, as when the one celled embryo becomes a multicellular form through cell division, our choice of the vital body blueprint is free, and physical representation has a chance to correspond to optimal health under any internal and external environmental condition. In other words, though the vital body function and its laws, the supramental archetypes are always the same. We are free to choose a particular morphogenetical field, the blueprint that corresponds to that function. So basically, it is all us who can choose what we need or what we want to experience and bring up to the physical perspective. So, as Dr. Urja has beautifully explained about the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, the three doshas, three means three, and doshas of which are the body which can go out of whack. So, what actually we have already understood that we have five elements have been responsible for making everything which is physical we see. So these are also made up from the five elements. So vata is the air, but it needs the vessel of ether or empty space to move. Pitta is the fire, but it needs water as a vehicle. And kapha is the water, but it needs the container of earth. So this is how these five elements collaborate to make these three doshas. And these three doshas are not the physical entities. They are not the physical entities, but the energies or the movements. Like vata is the movement, circulation, like circulation of blood or any kind of movement we do. Pitta, the transformative movement, changing of food into another constituents like digestion. Kapha, is the structure or something that binds together, like the lining of the lungs. These are the actually movements or the energies, the subtle energies. These are not the physical entities only. And all these fundamental assumption of Ayurveda, it has actually been important. These are the fundamentals of Ayurveda basis of this is Ayurveda is this these three doshas, and this is how they have been made, they have been formed. And all these three doshas comprises and forms the imbalances or balances occurs, and they make the body type or prakriti. What is this? Like vata vata prakriti, pitta prakriti, and kapha prakriti, or the vata pitta prakriti and vata kapha prakriti, or kapha pitta prakriti. And a collaboration of all three in a balanced state or in an imbalanced state. So these are 8 type of prakritis that has been made. So balanced vata pitta kapha prakriti is really rare to find in this scenario, in this perspective. And what about the quantum concept? How quantum came into this the doshas? How can we relate the quantum? Before that, let me tell you that Ayurveda allows us to the movements of the vital body. Why? Because Ayurveda is the vital body medicine. It understands the subtleness, and of the energies. It understands the fact that it is not all what is physical. There is something which is delving into us like a vital body. It understands the blueprints. So Ayurveda allows us to be in the movements of a vital body, the movements of the mental and the supramental as well, all grounded in the consciousness, which is the ground of all beings. We all know that consciousness is the ground of all beings, and there lies mm, infinite number of possibilities from which we choose. The consciousness chose, and we came out as the physical body. The physical body forms the cells and organs of the body are representations of vital body blueprints, as we understood it initially, which Ayurveda also recognizes. And also, in all recognizing, Ayurveda is able to point out more ways that a person can get sick. It's not just only some outer perspective is going to, or like bacteria or virus is going to make you sick. It is something more inside you that can make you sick also. And as it is that all non-physical morphogenetical fields around our, even around one organ, we have those morphogenetical field present around us. That is why they are working. So in deep level Ayurveda, illness can also be the result of faulty nature, of faulty movements of the blueprints of the vital body. And clearly, unless you correct the fault at the vital level, you can never make organ representations correspond properly to carry out your vital function in a way that corresponds to the physical health. So we really need to understand this vital body concept. And this balance of vital body is very, very, very important. And Ayurveda makes it possible. This is the quantum concept, and this is how we will be merging the Ayurveda and quantum. And as we know that we choose in the consciousness chooses the possibilities, the ocean of quantum possibilities are there, and we chose and come up as a physical body. There is one more thing which add on to it, and that is the karma or reincarnation. We'll understand about it in further slides. But before that, about the three doshas, the vata, pitta, kapha, as I told that about that first making representations in the embryo cells. There are so many things happening. The embryo is only one cell, but it knows. From that only embryo, we tend to have this more complex human body, or any kind of another animal is made from that single cell embryo, that embryo only. This is how the consciousness or the vital bodies work, that it gives them more, makes the morphogenetical fields. That vital body is the body of the blueprints for any all organs. It makes blueprints for brain, it makes blueprints for liver, it makes blueprints for lungs. And this is how that single embryo is turned up into a human, or a baby, or a human baby, or an animal baby, or anything. And in all these things, we have a choice. We have a choice at every time. We have that freedom, and that freedom of choice to which the vital body blueprint will be used for the physical representation making is exerted according to the context of the external and internal environment of the particular physical body under construction. Of course, even at this stage, problems may arise, diseases can be there because of some reasons, but still, we have that creativity perspective. We can challenge the environmental conditions also if we want to in that condition, in that perspective or consciousness perspective. And as this is the fact, beauty of creativity, that we can be creative in choosing something else. We will be not be under learning about these things like going into the past experiences. No, we can be creative and choose a new way. And with this creativity, we can even overcome some of the shortcomings of the genetic predispositions or malnutrition and even the environmental problems such as bacteria or viruses. That is why children, small children, they are much more healthier. Nowadays, it is possible that children suffer so many of the congenital diseases and everything, but most of the children are much healthier than the adults. The reason is that they tend to find creativity in every kind of condition. Be- See the children, see the nature of children. They are totally uh, into the bliss. They are always into the bliss. If you understand their innocence, they are always creative. But on the way to adulthood, to by which time our physical bodies have been renewed many times, something is called conditioning that occurs. And that conditioning compromises our creativity. Of course, it will compromise our creativity. And when this happens, uh, we have to be in a balanced situation. This conditioning is the result of the modification of probabilities to gain more weight for previously collapsed possibility, a past response. It is due to the reflection of the mirror of memory. It is required. I don't say conditioning is not required, but only to a limit. It is okay. With conditioning, we no longer possess the leeway to choose our vital blueprints to suit the environmental situations. Instead, we become predisposed to use the same blueprint that we have used before. And when this happens, we will only be in there. We will be not creative. We should be creative at times. That is why one can survive. The survival of fittest is not because that one person is spontaneously using the same thing or pass the same response. No, it is by the fact you adapt, you change yourself. This changing is creativity. Changing for your survival. This is the creativity. This is how environmental conditions have been can be adapted, can be challenged, or we can be adapted through those. So these three qualities of vital body, as I told you that there is a conditioning and something else. There is one more thing, like in an alternative. Often, as we renew our body, we use more than one vital blueprint of a vital function to make the physical representation for that vital function. If so, both blueprints will be part of our vital repertoire. Suppose that in subsequent case of organ making, certain new environmental challenges are present that require a creative response. In this case, even though consciousness may not be able to choose a response, a vital blueprint, entirely outside the learned repertoire, it is still may meet the environmental challenges part way by choosing a blueprint that is combination of relevant blueprints learned in the past. This is called the situational creativity. What you do in that present situation when you cannot create something new. It is not always that you have to go into the new only. You can be creative in a new form only. No, with whatever you have, you can still be creative, and that is called the situational creativity. And these three things, the ability to creatively shift the choice of vital blueprint for making a particular from depending on the context, This ability or quality of fundamental creativity is called tejas in Ayurveda, or we can say it as pitta. This we in a fundamental means a basic. We can just change completely. We will change. This is the creativity, or in Ayurveda it is called as tejas, or we can relate to as pitta, and the ability to choose a new combination of previously learned context of vital blueprints to make form. This is called the prana or vayu or vata. That's the situational creativity I talked. You have all these same things, but you are still making something new out of it. It is the situational creativity. And the ability to respond via most conditioned vital blueprints is called ojas or kapha, because the kapha is something which brings the stability. It's the potentiality which is really needed. Conditioning is needed. A mirror of memory is needed, but only to a certain perspective. Everything, if these three creativities, or situational creativity, fundamental creativity, and conditioning remains balanced, then only we will be having a optimum health. Any of this will be more or less, then it will create to be ill health. And all these three are needed for a proper optimum functioning of the vital physical bodies. Any imbalance will cause the defects. Any imbalance occurred, it will call the defects at the physical level, because it is the quality of vital body, and at the physical level it will create defects if it is not in a balanced situation. If there is too much stages on or fundamental creativity in building of the body organ with the help of the vital morphogenetical fields, it results in the pitta type of body. Use of too much vayu or situational creativity at the vital body level gives us vata type of body, and too much ojas produces the kapha type. These doshas are the waste product of these vital bodies. Now, this is really very interesting to understand that yes, these three qualities of the vital body, and then these vata pitta kapha comes. And from these three, situational creativity, fundamental creativity, and conditioning, it will make those. Basically, it is the subtle energies. And another way of looking at this is to see Tejas as the transformative and vital energy, an excess use of which produces the preponderance of metabolism in the physical makeup of the body, and thus the dosha of Pitta. Similarly, an excess of Vayu, excessive and fickle vital movements within known contexts translates as the dosha of Vata, whose main characteristics are movement, fickleness, and changeability. An excess use of ojas, subtle conditioned movements of the vital body, translates into preponderance of the dosha of kapha, whose main characteristics is the stability and the structure. This is how all this is made, from vital to the physical level. We cannot still watch the vata pitta kapha by the naked eyes or any form, but we can understand with the symptoms, with the characteristics, that vata is raised, pitta is raised, or kapha is raised, or it is less. It is possible with the symptoms. So now the I now prakriti, how it is came from, how we find that there are imbalances in it, why it is only vata pitta or kapha, or vata pitta only, or pitta kapha only, why these imbalances are there. It is because of the reincarnation. As I told you that there is another point, it is the reincarnation. Now it is really not acceptable to most of the people, but still in this present era, reincarnation has been accepted. Reincarnation is the part and parcel of all Eastern systems of thought, and Ayurveda is no exception. The study of reincarnation falls within the purview of science, since the demonstration of the existence of reincarnation powers the existence of the so called subtle bodies, especially the vital and mental. The stimuli we experience in our lives and our responses to them produce brain memory. When the stimulus is repeated, the quantum possibility of a response is more heavily weighted toward the previous response. And this is called the quantum memory of brain's response pattern. And since the mind is correlated with brain, the mind also develops the quantum memory of its conditioned habit patterns. In this quantum memory, the modification or conditioning of the mind as we live it, that is reincarnated. Now, the inheritance of these modifications of the mind from previous life, called karma, in Eastern thoughts has been empirically demonstrated, giving further credence to the idea of reincarnation. And this is how the karma plays a role in making this physical body. Reincarnation, we reincarnate, we come in, our souls need to do something in every life, in each life. We came here for the experiences, and after taking one experience we will go again back to the soul world, the spirit world, and then again came back to for getting some new experiences. And this is how the birth death cycle continues until we achieve the moksha, we achieve the jnana, we achieve the enlightenment. And in all these things, the prakriti or these doshas are important at this physical level. For a physical representation, we really need all these things. And this is how a prakriti is made. And this is how this prakriti works. So, I will conclude my session with this beautiful message of Dr. Amit Goswami sir, given in the Quantum Doctor, that Ayurveda is a quantum medicine and an Indian version of vital body medicine designed for individuals. So it is not that Ayurveda is something else or quantum is something else. These are totally intermingled, related to one another. We will meet in next episode also with the conversations of quantum life masters. And now we will learn something more about the pyramids. Now, as we learned about the Prakriti and doshas, the last attribute has which is called pyramid. We will be learning about that also.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khyati, for a wonderful session regarding the quantum and also the correlation somewhere between the quantum and the Ayurveda. Thank you so much for this wonderful session. And I would also like to know something about the pyramids from you. So, ma'am, please could you just explain the some bit of pyramids to us?
Yes, of course. Now, as it is the third attribute about the quantum life, pyramid is really important. So we will be learning about pyramids today also. But before that, let us recap what we have learned in previous sessions. We have already learned about the importance of pyramids, why we should use them, and the uses of pyramids in our exterior environment or an interior environment, like our offices, our homes, or um, anywhere in the public places, and about the pyramid water, the healing qualities of the pyramid water, and the uses of pyramid in kitchen, and about the pyramid meditation, why it is very important to meditate under a pyramid. We have already learned all these things, but today we will get to understand the some of the scientific researches on pyramid. We speak that we should use pyramid in our homes, in our offices, and anywhere in our kitchens. But are there any scientific researches on it? Of course, they are. Before that, let us understand what is a pyramid. Pyramid literally means fire in the middle. A pyramid is a structure or monument, usually with a quadrilateral base, which rises to a triangular point. As you can see, fire in the middle means energy into the center, energy within. And the pyramid is the structure or monument with a quadrilateral base, and it is rising to this triangular point, and this is called the apex. The pyramid, with its apex being the central singular point for receiving the energy, becomes most symmetrical of all structures with the maximum capacity to receive energy. Hence, they are called the storehouses of energy. That is why they are called the storehouses of energy. And inside this pyramid, at this one third level, the king's chamber is there, and this king's chamber will actually, what it does, it has the immense energy in it, and anything kept there, or if you just meditate at that place, you will really feel the immense energy in yourself, getting into yourself. This is the beauty of pyramid. And a pyramid, with its as I told you, that it is the storehouses of energy. The earth, being a pulsating life force, collects the energy force across its axis, which is tilted at an angle of 51 degree, 51 minutes and 51 seconds, approximately 51 degree and 52 minutes. Pyramids constructed at this angle are able to receive the maximum energy in comparison to other structures. Any other structures, uh, this is the golden angle, and it is really important to keep this angle 101% accurate, because if it is not that much accurate, you will not get that energy of the pyramid. That bliss of a pyramid is not be achieved. So pyramid power, as we all know about the Great Pyramid, the Pyramid of Giza, it is situated at this place from above the equator, earth equator, and this is the latitude, and this is the elliptical arc, the earth equator to the center of pyramid. What happens is that the 8 corners of points of the embedded cuboid are here connected by a series of the great circles. 2 corner points from one hemisphere are connected to those in the adjacent hemisphere within the ellipsoid earth form. Now, this is the pyramid, and if you see, this is the one circle, this is the second circle, this is the third circle, this is the fourth circle. This is how, and same is here. This is how these hemispheres are, these circles are being made. These are called the great circles, and it is actually balancing or maintaining this earth's forces. The Great Pyramid of Giza is actually spreading the whole of the energy, whole of the positive energy to all the earth. And it is really very much helpful in every kind of perspective. That is why mummies have been kept inside those great pyramids, and they are not damaged. Now, about the scientific researches. We have various scientists who have researched on these pyramids. Dr. G. Patrick Flangen was also one of the scientists who researched on pyramids and got the miraculous results. He he explained all these experiments in his book Pyramid Power. 2 books have been written by Dr. G. Patrick Flangen with the name of Pyramid Power, in which he has explained all the experimental designs and the researches he had done. What he has done is that the units of the experimental design of pyramid investigations consisted of plants, human test subjects, pieces of meat, and other biological entities. An experimental unit is defined as the physical entity on which an action or treatment of some kind is imposed. In the present instance, there were three treatments. Three treatments were there: pyramid, cube, and it was uncovered. All these experimentals, the plants, the human test subjects which were taken up, they were treated with three things like pyramid and under the cube, and they were left uncovered also. You can see those in pictures. And then few of the tests were made. These are the results, but I will be explaining you what actually was the research. In first, the growth rate of bean sprout or black eyed peas and lima beans. What actually happened is that Number of beans were placed upon a sponge, which has been soaked with prescribed amount of water and covered with a wet paper towel. Sponges were assigned randomly to locations and treatments also assigned randomly to the locations. And pyramid and cubes and structures were sealed from the atmosphere with duct tape. After 5 days, length of the bean sprouts were measured, and the result was that the growth rate of black-eyed peas and the lima beans is increased, and the probability level of chance results from 0.06 to 0.28. Means there was a really good change in the length of the um, beans. And number two is the raw hamburger meat is relatively preserved. It was actually preserved. The 10 gram of fresh hamburger meat was placed in the each of the 12 petri dishes, and the dishes were divided into 4 blocks, 3 dishes per block. Treatments were assigned randomly. Pyramid and cube was sealed with duct tube to table for no escape to air. After 5 days, observations were made. Dishes were observed by various random individuals and were shifted on tables. Results was like raw hamburger meat is relatively preserved at probability level of chance results of 0.001. It was a high probability level because at this point it means it was totally preserved. And this is how the beans can be preserved. The plants get those impact of pyramid energy, and the flesh or the meat is also getting that energy of for the preservation. And then the growth rate of the bacteria, a bacteriological growth was also checked. A throat culture was taken and placed in test tube with the liquid culture material and allowed to grow for 2 days in a 90-degree Fahrenheit heated room temperature. This resulted in growth of bacteria randomly distributed throughout the liquid. 6 blocks of culture material consisting of glucose and sheep's blood was inoculated. A special inoculation tool was used for this, and the tool composed of a wire rod with a small loop at the end was dipped into the liquid culture and then placed on the culture material in a repeated pattern. The pattern was the square of a small tangent circles formed by placing 5 circles on the side, making a pattern of 25 small circles. One more loopful of bacteria was placed within this pattern around which equally as possible, and all this was done randomly. And it was in divided into blocks, and then 3 treatments were given, and the growth rate of bacteria is decreased. The throat bacteria probability of chance result at 0.05, and the yeast bacteria uh, the throat bacteria was actually decreased at that time. And also it was the same experiment was done on the yeast bacteria.
Thank you so much, Dr. Khyati, for wonderfully explaining about the pyramids and about the researches what have been done by the researchers. And wonderfully, you have explained the researches. Thank you so much for enlightening us with your knowledge and about the researches done by the researchers. So now the time has come to conclude today's session, and I would like to conclude today's session with a 5-minute session of meditation. So I would request all of you to just take take a relax from your whatever work you are doing. Just sit for 5 minutes, cross your legs, cross your hands, and close your eyes and remove the spectacles if you are wearing. And now we'll have a meditation session for 5 minutes. And also, I would request Sumit sir to play the music for the meditation. So please, everyone, close your eyes. Just breathe in and breathe out.
Just feel the positivity coming inside you and all the negativity going outside your